Hi guys, this is the advisor and welcome back to my channel. Now, the matter we need to discuss now is which of the three men who are up for office, in office, are aspiring to be in office amongst the three political parties, relevant political parties in Jamaica, which one of them is best to tackle crime in this country. Okay, now we are going to examine that in this particular video. Now, it is the three men are Andrew Michael Holness, who is the current Prime Minister of Jamaica, and the leader of the opposition, Mark Golding, and there is the leader of the UIC, which is Joseph Patterson. Now, which of these men, because we know how important crime is to us and we want it to stop. So we need to examine which of these men would be considered most capable of handling crime. Now, let us begin with the man in the hot seat, which is Andrew Holness. Now, Prime Minister Holness, he has been in office since the 3rd of March 2016. In other words, he has been in there just over 7 years. Now, what has happened in the past 7 years? How has crime been handled in 7 years? As an overall net increase or decrease, we will find out while it may fluctuate some years, it always ends the year higher than the year before. So, in other words, in 7 straight years, Andrew Holness has not done anything that could be considered or make it considered that he is capable in any way of tackling crime. 7 years, you should have tried everything that could have been tried in 7 years and have found a solution if it was ever possible for a solution to be found by you or by your administration. So basically, any man who can't take 7 years and find out how to tackle something like crime, then he just doesn't need it. It's clear that this is not the person who can do it. All right? So I don't think we need to go into that further than to say he has absolutely no clue as how to deal with crime. Now, the second man is Mark Golding. Now, Mark Golding is more like a new kid on the block, much newer kid than, in terms of relative to Andrew Holness, he's newer to politics because he has only been as opposition leader since the 11th of November 2020. So it's just call it 2.5 years. Now, in that 2.5 years, has Mark Golding put up any suggestion whatsoever to deal with crime? I say no. And if there's anybody who have seen where he has come out and actually said anything or put forward anything to the nation to deal with crime, please let me know, because I will definitely be the person to highlight it. So imagine one of the Mark Golding, he is the MP for one of the most crime-infested constituency in West Kingston, or should I say in the West Kingston police area of Denham Town. And this man, even though his constituency constitutes one of the highest murder rates in the entire country, and he has never said anything about crime. I've never heard him say. So, in other words, do we think Mark Golding is even in the slightest bit concerned about crime, much less to tackle it if he were to get into office? Well, if anybody has any information about Mark Golding's ability that is obvious or that has not been said or has been kept as a deep, dark secret, please let me know so I can give him his props, give him his credits. But so far, Mark Golding, just like Andrew Holness, is absolutely and totally clueless and hopeless about crime and how to deal with it. Now we go on to the final guy, the newest kid on the block, which is Joseph Patterson. Now Joseph Patterson, I think he has been around in the little third party scene for maybe about 5 years, roughly about 5 years. I think I've been hearing of him. Now, what do we make of Joseph Patterson? I will say this. I personally contacted Joseph Patterson, and if you can look, this is the video, and I'll place the link in the comments below for those of you who have not actually seen my assessment of Joseph Patterson. But let me tell you here now about Joseph Patterson. In the interview I had with him, I called the man up specifically and asked him to interview me, for me to give me an interview telling me how he would tackle crime, since I'm not seeing anything coming from the other two persons. Joseph Patterson, he came on and he discussed everything else but failed to tell me anything to do with the issue of crime. He never dealt with the matter. He skirted around it. It's like criminality in Jamaica did not even exist. So I know, because if you see the interview, I could tell you more in the interview. I won't go into that a lot here, but you can go back to that video. As I said, the link is in the comment section, and you can see my full assessment of Joseph Patterson. To make things worse, there is a former commissioner there is a person called Wilfred Rattigan, a former FBI agent, a lawyer, a very patriotic Jamaican, but I think he has US citizenship also. But he wanted to be a commissioner of police of Jamaica. He had been turned down by the PNP. He had been turned down by the Portia Simpson Miller administration. And he has been turned down by Andrew Holness administration. 3 times. He was turned down twice under the PNP and once under the JLP. Andrew Holness presided over that rejection. Now, what do Jamaicans think of Wilfred Rattigan? Before I go into that, I must say that Joseph Patterson have had encounters with Mr. Rattigan. Yes, I think they have spoken, and he knows of the illustrious career of Mr. Rattigan. He knows. And I asked Joseph Patterson in a private phone call once that I had with him after I had put out the first post. I called him and spoke with him. And I asked him, I said, listen, sir, here's what I want you to do. You want your party to be built, and you want your party to become relevant to the public. Now, one of the most important things that concerns Jamaicans is the crime situation. Now, here is a strategy that I would like you to use. I want you to make a commitment to the Jamaican public that if you were to come to office, if you were to become Prime Minister of Jamaica, you would appoint Wilfred Rattigan as Commissioner of Police, or at least make him your crime czar that you would use, you would consult on everything to do with policies to do with crime and the suppression of crime. Would you make that commitment? And sir, here is how this will affect you. Remember that the majority of Jamaicans would gravitate towards any party that would seem to be able to try something different that could solve crime. So therefore, if you, and since everybody want Wilfred Rattigan to be part of the solution to crime in this country, tell the world, declare to the entire world that you would let Wilfred Rattigan play a role in ridding this country of crime. This will not only boost your the interest in your party, but this by this one single move, in one fell swoop, could move your relevance and the relevance of your party and your movement way up into the stratosphere. If you could do that as a strategy and make that commitment, sir, it will get you much further. Would you like to do that? He said to me, I don't remember his exact words, but he said that basically he would never offer or guarantee anybody, no matter what, under any circumstances, any post, regardless of how effective they may seem. He would not make any such commitment to absolutely nobody, no exceptions. That was Mr. Patterson's position. Now, here is where the man has failed. If the most important person that we have right now on the board, and whose name is on the chalkboard, ready to take up the position, who is effective by in every sense of the word, based as far as we know, and you would not make a commitment to use the magic bullet that you have, you wouldn't want to use the magic bullet, which would serve a double role. It would help you to gain traction in politics. It could probably increase your relevance, and probably end up getting you into office at some point. And you say, no, you can't make that commitment. Then what commitment would you have to fixing crime? It would assume to me that you do not even care about crime. You do not even care about your own career. Because if you are even a sensible person and you're a strategist, if this man was a strategist, he would see this as one of the fulcrum move, one of those sagacious moves that could help him to rise and to climb. And it will show that he does have a commitment to fixing crime in Jamaica. But we are seeing none of that. So, what we can gain from that now is that neither Andrew Holness, nor Mark Golding, nor Joseph Patterson will be of anyway, guys, that's something for you guys to think about. We are between the devil and the deep blue sea with no end in sight, and nobody is ever going to come to our rescue, because the one man who can rescue this country obviously now seems to be able to come to our rescue. Both parties and the third party, upcoming party, has rejected him. What do they know that the rest of us don't know? What they know that the rest of us don't know? Why them don't want him? And if it's something which is a blot on the man's character, come out, come say it. Make the whole of we know why you don't want him. But I think I know why. And I'm going to assume that is because they are all crooked, and no crook will want somebody with a conscience or somebody of integrity to come in law enforcement. Because if somebody with integrity come in law enforcement, they are afraid that they themselves are going to meet for them Waterloo. You understand me? So this is clear evidence that we are dealing, that Andrew Holness is a scammer. The next one, him, is both a scammer and incompetent, and show that this upcoming one just wants to come rob we, just like the other two, and we are left to the mercies of the wind. Anyway, guys, like, share, leave a comment below, and I look forward to see you guys in my next video.